All right, we are live. Welcome to the weekly real estate, talk show here, where you're going to be able to, obviously grasp some, investing, real estate investing, ninja tips, tricks that you can put basically to practice in your real estate career. So for the ones that don't know me, my name is Raul from Modesto, California. Been in the real estate field for close to 19 years now, and it's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing, career. So I know that, and I don't mean to say 19 years of straight, of straight upward movement, but I think that 19 years that I have allowed myself to bang myself on the wall, to learn from those experiences, to grow from those challenges, and be able to make it stronger and be able to help people now to obviously make sure that they don't, step in the same potholes, and make sure that you can, succeed in a very major way. I wasn't born into real estate. As a matter of fact, I was born in San Francisco, and I was raised in Mexico. So just a little bit of background so you know a bit about me. Even though I was born here, English is my second language, and yet, we came back to America when I was about 9 years of age, and I've had the great opportunity to be able to see what it's like working in another country, because I had to work when I was, at a super young age, and what it's like working in this country, at a super young age as well. So my family, was basically, they all worked on restaurants. Majority of them, that was the only thing, and I followed the footprint. I was the very first one also to get out of it. I started doing things that it was very different. Like I started doing newspaper delivery routes. Then from there, I started investing in real estate. My very first property was at the age of 19, bought it in Hayward, California, 3 houses in one lot that I later converted into 4 units. And, after the family started seeing that there was some real noticeable changes and success, steps that were taken, and they saw that, my life and my family's life was, starting to progress in a very rapid way. Everybody started obviously to do something different with their lives. So keep this in mind. You will impact more people by your actions than you could ever possibly, do by just telling them what to do. So that's one of the things that I take with me, because my family today, most of them either directly or indirectly are involved into the real estate field. Not in the same manner as I do, but I'm just really grateful the fact that they get to benefit from it. All right. So we're going to be covering, ladies and gentlemen, today something very, very important in the real estate investing world, which is mastering seller lead generation. Very critical, because one of the things that I've noticed in the real estate career very promptly, that the number one challenge that most real estate investors have, especially when they're first starting, and even if they're experienced, sometimes even experienced real estate investors, if they're not playing, a very high level game, number one challenge that they encounter is not having enough great, amazing, stunning deals crossing through their desk. And one of and I've noticed that's not true only for new people, but it's true even for the people that, are real estate agents, that they've been having a license for already quite a while, or, because we have this belief that, things will come into my lap, or things will, happen into my life. And if it's going to take way too long, to me, I will tell you one of my philosophies. All right. You may want to write it down, and you may want to even live by it. But one of my philosophies is you got to create massive exposure. There's never enough exposure that you can have, in your life. Keep in mind, if we're in a people's business, because more than real estate, we're in a marketing business, we're in a, in a sales business, we're in a people's business. We need to understand those things before we could ever get into the hardcore things of real estate. So give you an example. Where do you think McDonald's makes its money? Where do you think McDonald's makes its true money? You know, it's from the hamburgers that they make. Now go ahead and put your answers. Go ahead and you know, put whatever answer that you believe where truly the income comes from, you know, for McDonald's. You know, so go ahead and share for all of the attendees, please. Where do you think McDonald's makes its real bucks? Marketing, real estate locations, all right? And there's two, obviously there's two answers to the puzzle, all right, or to the equation. If it's the franchisor, okay, the franchisor will make the money basically from the real their money from. Now, if we back up a little bit, can you guys hear me? Just let me know if you guys are able to hear me. I want to make sure that we haven't lost connection there. All right, excellent. Okay, because I kind of got a note here in my screen. Okay, beautiful. So let's dissect certain businesses so we understand why is it important, you know, sales, marketing, and basically identifying and maximum, you know, maximum exposure out there. So for instance, you know, the franchisor, their money is made on the real estate locations. But how do they get actually to those real estate locations? Well, they got to do a lot of research. They got to basically, you know, do quite a bit of marketing to find those. And eventually, you know, once they find the location, they got to, you know, do some negotiation, sales, etc. Right? So in the franchisor side, the real estate is king because of the cash flow that produces, you know, the franchisee business. So the franchisee aspect, their real money, and the franchisee, I'm speaking about the owner of the system of the location, not the location, but the actual business. All right. Now the franchisee, the money is not even made on the hamburger. As a matter of fact, hamburger wise, they make very little, if anything, and their real money is made out of the sodas, out of the drinks, out of the coffee, out of the, you know, the real money makers for them, you know, it's on the supersize it, on all those little things. And the reason why I know that is because I've studied business, I've studied successful businesses. It's just like, you know, the dealerships, car dealerships, where do they make their true money? Is it by selling, you know, selling you the car? And their real money is not even made there. Is actually, you know, is being made, you know, from the insurances that they sell you, from the upgrades that they sell you, the financing, et cetera, et cetera. Does it make sense? So the product is not the real product. So for instance, I guess somebody kicked me out, Mr. Kevin. I think you booted me out there. What are you doing? Make sure that you're focused. Give me a second. Let me see if I can bring it up again. All right. Anyways, if you guys can you guys see me? All right, beautiful. Awesome. Anyway, so basically, ladies, can you guys hear me? I think somebody's playing around here. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can mute the person. Bear with me. Okay. Give me a moment, all right? Let me see if I'm able to. Whoever has the music, if you can kindly just go ahead and mute yourself, please. If you have your music, please can you just mute yourself? Give me a moment, guys. Let me see what I'm able to do here. Mute all. Unmuted all, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I'm muting everybody. It's funny how people connect and they, you know, and they don't pay attention to certain things. But anyways, all right. So let's continue with what we had here. Give me a moment. Beautiful. Give me a second here. Remove, rename, put on hold, chat, unmute. Okay. All right, so we'll continue here, okay? So anyways, so if you notice, if you guys notice, it's basically, just the product of the car is what makes everything else basically work. The McDonald's franchise system, what makes it work is the food, is the hamburger. But the real money maker for the franchisees on the drinks, the real money maker for, the franchisor is the real estate locations, et cetera, et cetera. So pay attention. What business are you truly in? In real estate, what is truly your business? What is the product? Is real estate, obviously, but what do you truly make the most money on? Can somebody go ahead and just share your thoughts? Where are you really making the money? Location, okay. Where are you really making the money? What is your business really? What is it that we are? Solution, okay, people, relationship, marketing. All right. Now, and many of those answers, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you straight out, many of those answers, has some truth to it. Now, I'll tell you the way I see myself, okay? I tell you the way I know that my business is. And I'm in the people's business. I'm in the marketing. If I was to define it even at a deeper level, okay, if I was to define it at a deeper level, we're marketers. And we're salespeople, and you better love sales. You better know your marketing craft. You better love being able to connect with people. And in a nutshell, we're marketers, and that's the way I see myself. And the reason being is because you gotta market yourself, and you gotta sell basically yourself to the sellers of why they should sell you their property to you. You got to be a master at marketing. You got to be a master at selling yourself. You got to be a master at exposing yourself. You must master it because if you don't master exposure, sales, marketing, if you don't master those things, this is what's going to happen. The real estate is only as good. You will be able to find real estate as good as you're going to be able to sell yourself and expose yourself and basically bring bring solutions to the table, right? So basically the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want you to understand that massive exposure happens when you're either networking, when you're either in social media, when you're either making phone calls, when you're either, attending events, when you're really just pushing yourself out there. You're marketing that you're a local real estate investor in the area, that you pay all cash, close quick, etc. And the reason why I say this is because if you master those things, then guess what? You're going to be able, if you master marketing, if you master sales, if you master exposure, you're going to start seeing deals coming through your desk. Now, majority of those deals may not make sense. You just need to understand the basics on it. So what I'm going to be sharing today with you, I'm going to be sharing, some of the free strategies that I've used, and I'm going to share obviously some of the properties that we have currently purchased. We've purchased 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. We're on the 22nd of the month, and I'm going to share exactly where we got them from. But I want you to pay attention that none of these will happen if we're not mastering massive exposure, okay? It's key. Keep that in mind. Massive exposure of, who you are, massive exposure of what you do, massive exposure of where they can connect with you, massive exposure of being on other people's list, massive exposure of, of connecting with other people. And I'll give you some examples, but I'm gonna share here, a presentation of the 7 free strategies that I use. Some of them are paid. We're not gonna cover, paid ones. We're gonna cover mainly the free ones. You name it. I mean, I use direct mail as one of them, but it's not just superficial direct mail. I use very specific letters, very specific envelopes, very specific high level, targeted lists that are important for the immediate seller that is ready to sell. And see, when you understand that massive exposure is your friend, that there's never going to be enough massive exposure out there that you could do. You could do, you could be in 1,000 groups, Facebook groups, and it's not enough. You could be in 100 wholesalers list, and it's not enough. You gotta act as if there's not enough, lists that you belong to or groups that you belong to, so that you can continue to create exposure out there. So it's very important. Obviously, I'm going to share my screen here. Give me a second, and we're going to go one by one of them. But I wanted to, set those bases, because oftentimes, we just don't like exposure. We shy away, or I don't, some people, it's just on Facebook. And I'm not saying that that's the only way, but it's certainly one of the ways that you can basically start, gaining exposure. So I already know that, if you're only going to want to do it belly to belly, it's fine. But, you're missing out on the bigger picture. You want to have multiple channels that are concurrently working for you. And I know that, we do them, and that's why they work. Give you an example, like for instance, we got a 5-unit building that it's under contract that we're scheduled to close here soon. That one came from direct mail, very specific list, very niche driven list that basically got us that deal. And it's, it's a pretty strong cash flow deal, and as well as if we were to, to resell it. So it doesn't matter what the economy does, doesn't matter if the interest rate goes up and down, doesn't matter, if the Fed decides, at one point, hey, we're going to start hiking the interest, or we're going to lower it, or if things get expensive or cheap. Basically, that's one that came from direct mail as an example. But then we got one that, for instance, Gambles in Santa Rosa. That one we just closed it this month, and basically we started the renovation. That one came from an agent. That one came from creating a very strong relationship with an agent. Now, in my case, I created a relationship with with a person that we became friends, that he made a very strong connection with the agent, that later, he connect me with the agent, and we stroke on a deal, right? And then, we got, for instance, another one in San Leandro that it was through direct mail as well, and guess what? At this, another list, very specific, very niche driven, that one worked as well. And then we got 3 properties that came from one idea that I'm going to show you here in a moment. All right, I'm going to share my screen, so give me a moment. I'm going to share, let me see. My screen is a little bit busy here on, okay, give me a moment. Okay, got it here. So you should be able to see my screen in a quick moment. Let me know if you're seeing my screen. If you're seeing my screen, just let me know so that I make sure that we're all good. If you're seeing my screen, let me know. Okay, beautiful. So I think you're seeing my screen now. All right, so excellent. Thank you everybody for awesome. Everything is marketing. Yep. All right, excellent. Thank you everybody for obviously being so engaged. And then, if I squinch my eyes is because I got the camera with lighting so that you guys can, see me clearly. So one of the strategies, right, which, I'm going to be covering the free strategies, is by teaching. Now, Yeah, it's important because when you teach, others on how to do something, and in this case, we're talking about real estate. If you have the ability, for instance, I know that there's real estate agents connected in this webinar, and guess what? You may know how to do comparables. Well, guess what? Teach others how to do that if they don't know how to do that. Teach what you know and what you have actually done in the past. Okay, it's very important. And I know we all, okay, keep this in mind and write this down. We all have something of value that we can give to others. We all have something of value that we can all give to others. Very important. Through teaching, you can create relationships. Through teaching, you can, repeat certain things that you need to, create a new habit from. Through teaching, you're going to be able to even get deals. And I'll show you, for instance, on this one, I like what, I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki from one of his books. He says the fastest way to learning is teaching. Now, I like to teach what I've done in the past, and if I have not done it, I want to, be transparent and just let you know, hey, listen, I'm sharing something that I have not done, but this is about to happen. I usually don't like it, so that's why you won't see myself obviously sharing that often. But the fastest way to learning is teaching, especially on something that you've done in the past that you haven't mastered yet, but that that you have done. All right. So I've got deals from teaching other people, basically how to find deals or how to evaluate deals. And the proof is in the pudding. We bought one property in Bradley, which was Sparks, Nevada, right next to Reno, Nevada. And that came from somebody who I told them basically what to do. I told them, listen, don't think that you got to know everything on real estate. His name is Alberto. And I told him, don't try to think that you got to know it all before you start finding some great deals. I said, if you master, obviously, seller lead generation, you're going to obviously, that's what's going to make you money in real estate. Listen to this. What's going to make you money in real estate? It's if you master seller lead generation. Okay, that's what's going to make you money in real estate. Why? Because if you master how to get great sellers that are ready to sell, and you then, evaluate it to the best of your ability, and then the rest, you can connect with somebody with experience and money and et cetera, you will make money. Then if you wait to learn everything, and then, you don't know how to generate leads or get sellers through the desk, all right? So that's free strategy number one. Free strategy number two is the hope method. And the hope method is not what you're thinking. It's not like, oh, I hope, because I don't even like, using the word hope, in the sense of, I hope that this happens, because, oftentimes, the word hope is we're waiting for something to happen instead of us being the creation of that, thing happening. Okay. What it stands for is hosting other people events. And hosting other people events is, how many meetings there are out there, that you could be a part of. And you don't have to be the one putting it together. You could be the person just simply saying, allow me to present you and bring you to the stage. That's, or it could be just as simple as, hey, let me be on the door greeting, people so that you expose yourself to more people. Hey, let me be in the door just, getting people in, or whatever it is. But the whole thing here is hosting other people events, ladies and gentlemen, allows you to expose yourself. Give you an example. When I first started as a professional real estate investor about 3 years ago, even though I've been doing this for 19 years, to me, my career really started, 3 years ago. Why? Because that's when I decided to explode. That's when I decided to expand. That's when my epiphany moment happened in my head and said, no more doing the 5 deals, 7 deals a year. That's what I'm going to do this my career. I started hiring employees. I started, putting systems together and things of that nature. I started taking education even at a further next level. So guess what? I went to events, and I will never forget, I went to my very great friend, Mr. Joe Metz, And I started, I believe it or not, I participated on helping him connect with, with the what's it called, the projector, connecting him the computer, setting up the chairs, and then even presenting him at one point. And guess what? When you become a person of service, people notice that. And when you do more than what you're getting paid for, one day you're going to get paid for more than what you're doing. So it's very important to understand that. That's what I mean by hosting other people events, is be of service to other people that are succeeding in this industry. And believe it or not, success is going to rough off of their, game and their shoulders and their environment to you, when you help others. And you could do it through presenting them. There's various ways you could do it. You could do it through many different ways, right? So very important. Gives you the opportunity to ask, be exposed in position of authority. So in this example, I presented some of my friends. When people see you that you're presenting somebody else, gives you to do and ask. You get to say something like this, for example. Imagine that I'm going to present you and I'm going to bring you to the stage as an example, right? So I'm going to go up there and I'm going to say, hey, listen, my name is Raul. How's everybody doing today? And they'll answer. And if they don't answer, I'll make a joke, whatever it is. Trust me. I know that some of you guys are thinking, Raul, but I just don't like to speak in public. I was in the same shoes. I didn't like to speak in public. Up until today, I can tell you one thing, because my dreams are bigger than my fears, I make myself do, things that otherwise I wouldn't do. So your dreams need to be bigger than your excuses, than your fears, than whatever thought is blocking you, or else, you're missing on exposure. In this case, it's something so simple as saying, hey guys, Raul Luna here. I'm going to be your host here today. Excited to have you. I'm going to be bringing the speaker here tonight. But before we do that, I got an ask for you. I am a local real estate investor. I close quick. I buy fast. I pay all closing costs. I'm looking for some deals. If you got deals, bring them to me. How simple that is. And yet, that's what I mean by hosting other people events. Doesn't have to be your event. You could just go to meetups and let them know that. And guess what? You're going to be able to basically benefit from that, okay? Just be of service. That's what I mean. Free strategy number 3 is Facebook groups, okay? In the Facebook groups, when you become a member of different real estate investment Facebook groups, make sure that, you plug in real estate investing or, wholesaling or whatever words you can use on the real estate world. I'm a part of, probably a good solid 40 or 50 groups. And the whole point of it is that you want to get engaged and you want to give value to other people. You want to connect with other people. I've done deals from Facebook groups, okay? Very important. And that's free. That's very simple to do. Now, keep in mind, why is it that if it's simple to do, people are not doing it? And just write this down. If it's simple to do, it's also simple not to do, okay? So it's very important. Free strategy number 4, MLS agent remarks. This one just got me, 2 deals, okay? That one just got me 2 deals, basically, all right? So very important. That's true. Jim Rom. There you go, Mr. Jose. You are the man. Thank you. Yep, Jim Rom said, if it's simple to do, it's also not simple to do. So this one has given me 1, 2, 3 deals this year. Okay, just this year alone. Keep this in mind. The MLS remarks, it's something that you are going to put on, the MLS. Whether you're an agent or you're not, I'll give you some tips on how to do it. All right. You will put something that says seller will buy your house if you buy theirs, and I'll show you exactly. This is from my real estate broker, who sometimes either helps me sell the properties, or I tell them, he's my friend, and I tell them, Mr. Juan Carlos, do me a favor. Whenever you got a listing that is not my listing, go ahead and put this on the agent remarks. Now, the MLS remarks doesn't show on the public, okay? This is not the public remarks. The agents, and the agents who are here on the webinar will know that there's a remarks section just for them, just for agents. And you can basically put small notes or things of that nature. And the interesting thing is when you put seller will buy your house if you buy theirs, guess what? You don't have to have properties in order to use this strategy. You can have a great friend who is listing homes who could put this, saying something to the effect of, listing agent will buy your house if you buy my listing, or something like that. Get creative. Don't become the norm. This in particular is what I use on all of my properties that I sell. And guess what? I landed on 2 houses that I'm currently, buying in Tracy, California. Why? Because the buyers are buying my home in Lodi, and I'm buying 2 homes of theirs just because of what you saw there. So this works, if you work it. This works if you're working it. Free strategy number 5, COPA. It's another acronym, okay? And the acronym stands for Call Other People Ads. I call other bandit signs, for rent signs, magazine, billboards, Craigslist, websites, etc., emails. I called the other day a gentleman that sent me a 15-unit off-market deal and a 57-unit off-market deal. Called him up and I said, Mr. Mike, this is Raul. How are you today? He says, how can I help you? I said, listen, you send me this off-market deals, and I'm calling because I'm a local real estate investor that buys multifamily, and I want to get acquainted with you. I want to connect with you and see how we can add value to each other. I noticed that you guys, I study a little bit on your website, and it seems like you guys are, located in Southern California. Tell me a little bit about you. We spoke for about 20 minutes, and guess what? He immediately friend requests me on Facebook, add me to his other list, and and I add him to my list. So that's what ladies and gentlemen, this is like the playground. Real estate investing is my playground, okay? Real estate investing, seller lead generation, marketing, sales, it's my playground. Make it your playground too, okay? Very important. Free strategy number 6, online postings. You could call some postings, or in this case, I do some Craigslist. I post on Craigslist, like I got cash for 3 more properties this month, must close before the end of the year, or must close before the end of the month, or must close before X. Put some urgency there, and I'll give you some examples. You could do it on Facebook groups, Craigslist, magazines. As a matter of fact, I'll show you one. This is one that I do. You can look at Bay Area and also Central Valley, and you're gonna find my postings. I don't do them anymore, but my staff does it. And guess what? You'll see them there. They're there, and they're there very consistently. And guess what? This generates connections from other investors, agents, from sellers, from you name it. I mean, and I've done deals with this one as well, right? And the free strategy number 7 is what I call the 4 M's. Millionaire Mentorship Mastermind. The Millionaire Mentorship Mastermind, it's a mastermind that is not open anymore, but it's a mastermind that I opened for a period amount of time, and then we closed it. We don't have it available anymore, but I mastermind every Saturday though. I mastermind every Saturday with 2 individuals that, we started about a couple years ago to mastermind. It's every Saturday, 8 in the morning, and we've done a ton of deals. We've done over $900,000 generated just off of that free strategy. In other words, mastermind with other, high producers. The key here is when you're gonna mastermind, you don't wanna mastermind with lazy people that only talk more than what they do. You want to mastermind with people that are movers and shakers. Now, in order to do that, you either have to be a mover or shaker. And if you're not, that's when maybe you're gonna have to pay. I remember when I first started masterminding with others, I had to pay because I was starting. And as a starter, I wasn't, having the results that they would want to mastermind with myself, okay? And so that's one of the things. But anyways, what I wanted, so those are the free strategies, okay? What I want to share with you is something, and I want to obviously conclude with this. I want to share with you with the following that you're seeing here on the screen. So keep this in mind. Become a master at exposure. Become a master at exposure. When you do, you're going to start seeing leads coming in your way. And when you get those leads, yes, you're going to have to process them. Yes, there is time that you got to invest on knowing, the valuation of that property. But you know what? Eventually, you'll get it so well that it'll become second nature in your life, right? So, but what I want to share is something that I decided to do that is only open to 30 people, and that's it. I'm going to shut it the moment we hit 30 people, and that's it. It's a very special invitation. It's a what I called, finding freaking awesome real estate deals event. It's a one full entire day. We're going to be able to basically have coaching and mentorship for the entire day. And what I mean by that, it starts at 8 in the morning, this coming Saturday, May 25th in San Mateo, California. And it's in a classroom style all the way to 5 p.m. And after 5 p.m., we're going to do an informal aspect. And what I mean by informal is we're going to be either at the lobby of the hotel, we're either going to be having drinks, going to dinner, things of that nature. And basically, it's going to be very informal after 5, all the way to midnight, so that we can literally prepare you for success. I'm going to cover the 5 marketing funnels and direct mail strategies that I use that helps me buy properties very consistently. I will show you exactly how to do it, but not only am I going to show you from a case study, live case study, as a matter of fact, I'm going to grab one person that we're going to be doing all the marketing for that person, but you're going to follow along. This is more like a lab. It's very hands-on. You're going to need a computer, because the strategies that we're going to be implementing for that person, you're going to have to implement for you too as well. Nobody's going to walk out of the room without having the blueprint implemented. Otherwise, there's no purpose on obviously doing it the way that I'm planning to, basically deliver it. I'm going to be sharing basically secrets to highly targeted marketing campaigns, that you're going to be able to benefit and implement it right there and then. I'm going to obviously show you how I evaluate the residential deals and also the passive income deals on the residential side. How do I do it on the commercial side? And also for flipping or for, reselling the commercial as well as the passive income. I'm going to be sharing accessing. I'll give you access to all of my marketing vendors, where I get my letters from, the type of letter I use, the type of envelope I use, as well as the list. I'm going to, I use 3 companies for my vendors list. I'm going to show you exactly, you're going to walk with me basically line by line of exactly how I filter through the lists and the list that I create, and how is it that I go about it. We're going to grab a market, a niche market that you want to focus on, and that's who we're going to target to, basically, so that you can start getting some freaking awesome real estate deals right in the area that you want, right on your backyard. I'm going to share the contract, the specific addendum that I use to put the deals together. You're going to be able to use it if so you desire. I'm going to obviously show you, about structuring deals, so that when you come across deals, you know how to put them under contract and immediately structure it in the most effective way. And then there's 3 bonuses that you're going to get, ladies and gentlemen. This is just totally insane. In other words, you're going to get, you're going to get a proof of fund bank statement, bank statement of $3 million that you're going to be able to use for the deals that you want to submit offers to, especially when you're dealing with real estate agents, because it's not so much needed when you're directly with the sellers. Sometimes it is, but for the most part is with the sellers. We can help you evaluate, some of those deals as well. And you get to partner up with me if the deal you feel is too big to handle, or if you just want to partner up because you feel like, what, we want to do something together or whatever. But the whole point is, those are the bonuses. That's what you get. This is a $10,000, deal that basically people would pay it. And you can talk to Alberto, who just made over $50,000. And he would say, I would pay it every day, doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is, all the time. You can talk to Carlos. You can speak to, many other people, Daisy, Jose, many people that we've worked together. And yet we're only doing it for $997, ladies and gentlemen. $997 is going to cover the entire, obviously, day. This is step number one. What you got to do is just go to levelupnowacademy.com/seminar. Some of you guys, I know that you have already registered, but there's obviously a few more spots available that you can get it through. And then you could obviously, Catherine is one of the great, people that we've done business together, and hey, you could talk to her and see for yourself. She speaks very highly of me, but, she wouldn't be saying this stuff if I'm not, a person of my word, or if I don't keep up with, what I say I'm going to keep up with. All right. So anyhow, she's one of them, one of the many, many people that I work with, so now you got two choices, ladies and gentlemen. Option one is just don't do anything and, don't take, any leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free anyways. Or second option, simple, ponying up this small investment today compared to, what you're going to really get in return, and give it a shot. My philosophy, if I can't make you money, I don't deserve yours, period. It's as simple as that. But you got to be willing, you got to be hungry, you got to, have obviously the wherewithal to be able to make it happen. And then there's my ironclad guarantee. Simple put. You don't like it, at the end of the day, I don't care if you took everything, just let me know and I'll refund you everything, because I don't want you to be unhappy, period. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. I think, it's just a pure simplicity in my case. So keep this in mind. This event, it was put, and I'll tell you, I'll tell you this much, is people ask me all the time, hey, Raul, can we go and have a cup of coffee, or can I pick your brain, or can I'll buy you lunch, or, or sometimes they're even willing to pay me, like, Raul, I'll pay you, 500 or 1,000, whatever it is. And I'll be honest, if I had to do that with every single person, I will never be able to build a business, because then I will just be that, right? So what I decided to do is I decided to do it for just the people that are really serious. I will deliver one entire day from 8 a.m. all the way to midnight. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stay at the hotel because I want to give everything. You could ask any question. If you want to create a direct mail campaign that you want me to help you with, we're going to do it there. I'm going to show you very specific campaigns that I've done that you can do in your area, or that you can just replicate if you want. I will show you precisely, how is it that you must target with very precision of who's going to be the most probable people to sell. And when you master the lead generation, ladies and gentlemen, that's when you're going to start getting, leads and deals. And I'm just talking about one channel. We're going to cover 5 channels in depth. I've never covered it in such a deep level that I'm going to cover this coming Saturday. Keep in mind, we're going to have from 8 in the morning all the way to 5 in a regular class. And then from 5 to 12 midnight, it's optional. Not everybody needs to stay. You don't have to stay. You want to stay because you want to, because you want to hang out, but it's a hangout. It's a business hangout. We're going to make it worth the while for you. If we got to build 2 or 3 lists, we're going to build 2 or 3 lists that you need. If I'm going to share the other 4 different channels that are really just making full sense. I can show you example through example. Whatever is it that you want to get done after 5, we're going to get it done. but from A to 5 is very specific, and we want to make sure that we deliver that so that you can get stunning, freaking awesome real estate deals that you could do on your own, or we could even partner up, and you will start noticing some great, great things happening in your life, especially because you're going to meet people that have done deals that they, until today, you could ask them things about real estate that they still don't know or have the knowledge of. How they did it? Precisely by mastering one thing, and the one thing is finding freaking awesome real estate deals. And then as additional bonus, okay, as an additional bonus, I'm gonna have a very close, extremely successful friend who's gonna show up, for about an hour, who's gonna be meeting us and speaking literally, about his experience. He's one of the people that has inspired me, that, has taught me, that has allowed me to think bigger. So make sure to be there, because I know that the environment has a lot to do, right? And it's very important. Mr. Jose, do you give referral fee? My friend, I'm not set up for a referral fee on this one. Although what we can do is basically we can chat, send me a text, we can connect. I don't have it set up because it's very special. It's more of a mentorship, for a full day. Yes, we're going to cover X amount of material. As a matter of fact, I did already all the skeleton out of everything that we're going to be covering channel by channel, but it's mainly dedicated, ladies and gentlemen, to finding freaking awesome real estate deals. It's going to be hands-on. And when I mean hands-on, it's not going to be passive learning. It's not going to be you sitting down, taking notes, just, hearing me speak. It's not going to be like that, just so that you understand. It's going to be you in front of the computer, watching me how I'm preparing and making one list for one person, and you're going to be following using the same resources that I'm using to create your own different lists, as well as you're going to be able to ask anything so that there's no misunderstanding. So when you walk out of that event, you know exactly, precisely how to be exposing yourself massively, but best of all, how to put deals in your table that you can put under contract. Okay, so congratulations. We'll see you on Saturday for the people that make the decision. Go to Level Up Now Academy levelupnowacademy.com/seminar, okay, /seminar, and we'll get to see you here soon. Congratulations. Thank you.